if you would ask around, do a survey, how many people you know went on a diet and lost weight and then gain it back again and sometimes more, you'll be surprised. If you ask how many people actually try to make teshuva, to fix their ways, and then they went off the derech again, or they went wrong again on what they're doing, you'll also be surprised. I'm always thinking about that. So I was thinking, is there a correlation between losing weight and making teshuva, between losing weight or keeping a diet to fixing your ways? And the answer is, I do believe there is. I do believe there is. So let's talk about weight a little bit. Let's say your weight should be at 170 or 175 or 180. Okay, let's take 180. So it's a weight for a man. It's a good weight. I mean, it depends, of course, how your physique. But let's say you take 180, and all of a sudden you find a guy at 250. How many pounds has he had extra? 70 pounds. 70 pounds, that's a weight, I think my daughter is about there. That's how she's a little bit more. You know, it's almost a weight of a person. So basically he's carrying another person with him. So then what does he do? I mean, of course, he's going to have problems with what? With blood pressure. It's called obese, right? He has problems with blood pressure. He's going to have problems maybe with diabetes. He's going to have problems with his heart. His pants are not going to fit. He's going to feel bad about himself, and so on and so forth. Even a man going to feel bad about himself. So what does he do? A responsible person. What would a responsible person do? Diet. What? Diet? Do you know how to diet? Maybe you know how to diet Coke, but you don't know how to diet. What would you do? Anybody? You're skinny, but this is the skinny department. That's the fat department. Yeah. What would you do? You would go to a doctor, and you go to a nutritionist, and he's going to evaluate you and help you and put you on a diet regime, and going to see exactly what are the causes for your thing, and you're going to go on a diet, they're going to put you on an exercise, and you're a good boy, you know. You're going to eat what you're supposed to do, and you're going to exercise whatever you're supposed to do, and so on and so forth. And lo and behold, and all of a sudden you lost your 70 pounds and you are again at 180. And you're feeling good. But I'll tell you what, you have a problem. Because your body is a trickster. Believe me, your body loves to be fat. The more the better. Likes to be fat. So what happens? You're going to go off your diet. You're going to gain weight. Sometimes your body metabolism shifts. The body plays tricks on you, right? You're going to gain weight. Your muscles become more efficient because you start exercising. You're going to gain weight. It seems like that whatever it is that you'll do, you're going to gain that weight very quickly, or much quicker than you lost it. You're going to gain it. But why is this happening? Why? The answer is very simple. If I'm going to take a balloon, right? The balloon is your body, right? And I'm going to go, going to blow the balloon. It gets bigger, 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 bigger. It gets bigger, right? And then what happens? I shrink it. But I didn't shrink it to let the air out in the air. I shrunk it into a tank, and the tank forces the air back in, and the balloon gets big again. It will be like a rubber band. And you know those elastic bands that the doctor gives you to physical therapy? This is your body. You hold in one hand, I hold in another hand, right? And now we're stretching it. And then what does the body want to do? Wants to get smaller. Wants to get smaller. Wants to get, wants to snap back again. The same thing with teshuva. Teshuva is not only for Baalei teshuva. Teshuva is for all of us. Let's say a person has a bad trait. I don't know, gets angry easily. He's cheap. He's whatever it is. And he says, you know what, that's a bad quality. I need to work on it. So he tries to work Lashon Hara. Okay, let's take Lashon Hara. Everybody loves Lashon Hara, right? The bad tongue, everybody likes it. I'll try not to speak Lashon Hara. So you say 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. All of a sudden, you're speaking more Lashon Hara than you ever did in your life in 1 day. Whoa, it's like a flood of Lashon Hara. It's crazy. Like, what is going on here? The answer is very simple. You are changing, both on the diet and in your qualities, you are changing the surrounding and not changing yourself. For example, you know one thing. If you are changing your diet is not going to do it. You need to change your lifestyle. Changing your diet is changing everything. And it means to be always moving and maneuvering. And don't stick to one thing, because then the body gets used to it. You reach a certain point and it gets fat again. So one time you do swimming, and then you do running, and then you do weightlifting, and then you eat fish, and then you don't eat fish. You keep your body on its toes, you're forcing it, you're changing the environment, and by doing so, changing the body, the way the body operates, causing the body to change. So for example, if I have the big rubber band that I'm holding, and it's trying always to bring it back, and I'm stretching, and it's always trying to do it. So what's the way for me to fight it? Just cut it. Cut it. I mean, I don't say cut the body, but change the game. Always change the game. If you have a bad quality, let's see, why do you have the bad quality? Is it your bad friends? Is the environment around you? You are not going to be able to inflict positive and permanent change unless you're going to change all the other components that were the result of all of them was that particular behavior. So if, for example, you have bad friends, it doesn't make a difference how much you're going to work on yourself, you're going to be there again, and sometimes even worse. If you are in an environment that is not a Torah-dic environment, and you have a struggle, you always want to watch, whatever, movies or sports. But when you are in yeshiva, people don't watch sports, they don't watch movies, so you're always involved with Torah, kol tov v'yafeh. But if you go back to the old habit, if you go back to the old stressor that caused that, reaction, all of a sudden you're going to watch movies, you're going to watch sports, you're going to do all this thing because you haven't changed the environment around you to actually inflict a leverage on changing the behavior of the person. You're putting everything in place, hoping to change the behavior of the person without changing everything, the component around it. That's not going to happen. So if you see that things are not for you, you move. You change. You must do that. If you see you're putting your weight again, you're not going to go from 180 to 250 again. You're going to go from 180 to 181 to 182. Stop. You see you going. Stop. What is it I'm doing? Change it. Until now I was running. Okay, now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to weightlifting. Change it. You're changing the environment all the time. You're changing the way you think. Because if you also think it the same way, everything's going to happen. If you stop smoking, and your friends smoke, the first time you're going to go with your friends, you're going to start smoking. If you have a problem drinking, what's the worst place for an alcoholic? Or a recovering alcoholic? What's the worst thing? A bar. So guess what? You don't go to a bar. That's why a recovering alcoholic always says, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Recovering alcoholic means the alcoholic is always there. I'm recovering, I'm bringing it to the surface, I'm acknowledging that. Oh, the person, I'm sorry, I'm not going to offer you a drink. Oh, thank you, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Can I have oranges? Are you allowed to go to a bar if you're a recovering alcoholic to drink water? No, because you're going to end up drinking booze. You're going to end up allowed to drink the whole bar. So if you see that there is a bad midah in you, change something. The way you think, your environment, and their behavior will change. You need to inflict change, and the change needs to be a life-changing. You can't be the same thing. That's what happens to many guys. They go to Israel. Let's say they hear them in Mitchazek, they go in the land, they kind of, stuttering a little bit. Okay, they go to the ship to Israel. Israel, they have, Aliyah, they're coming back to the States. boom, they fall. Not only they fall further down than they were before. Before they didn't do things that they're doing now. Why? Because of that. They're coming back to this again. Instead of saying, okay, I'm changed, so let's say from now, instead of going back to my friends, I'm going to make myself kavua in Bet Midrash, established in Bet Midrash, so I can continue learning. And we don't do that. And you always tell me this thing, well, it's family. My family. If your family are a bunch of ahudlums, mechalale Shabbat, going with all the merchandise outside, like parot habashan there, right? Like cows to be milked, going like this, all exposed. Why are you doing there? So all the respect to family. Listen, you want me to respect you? Not a problem. How about you respecting me as well? Do me a favor. When you come to me, don't dress up like that. You come into me on Shabbat, I love you very much. I'll come to you on Sunday. Don't come to me on Shabbat. And so on and so forth. Because now, what's going to happen is you're going to become a bigger Mechalel Shabbos. You have to change it around. The change has to be of you, not only of the symptoms. You have to change. You have to cut that elasticity of the band, or puncture the balloon so it won't expand again. So therefore, if the air comes, it'll go out somewhere else. That's what you need to do. You need to be able to change it within you. So if you see a bad midah in you, you need to change it and change things around it and make sure that the same person is not there again. You need to become a new person. Otherwise, you're going to come back again. It's going to be more. And that's exactly what happens on diet. If you lose 50 pounds on a diet and you haven't done those things, guess what will happen? You're going to gain 70 pounds. You're going to lose 70 pounds. Next time around, you're going to gain 90 pounds. And you get heavier and heavier until you're going to say, you know what, that's not for me. And you're going to be a very, very fat and unhealthy person. And that's exactly what happens to us. It has to be a life-changing change. You have to change your life, change your mindset, change the environment. If you have a problem with weight, so you know what? Take all the junk from the refrigerator, nothing comes back into the refrigerator. If you're going to take a regular bottle of any of those sweet drinks, a bottle, like a regular 12-ounce bottle or something like this, there's about, I think, 15 teaspoons of sugar inside. The rest is water and other stuff. Sugar. You would never think to drink that. So guess what? Only water in my house. Only healthy food in my house. And I'm going to make a change. And now this is the external. Now I'm going to see how I'm going to change myself. So you see, this is the physical, this is the spiritual. And it's the same thing. And if you're unable to keep your weight after a diet at that level, you probably have a problem also changing yourself in terms of your qualities and your midot as well. It goes hand in hand. So just remember that. And if you need to change and you know something is wrong, change it. Don't be afraid. If your family, for example, is too whatever, you pick your stuff and you move to a better environment where you straighten yourself and then you come as a new person. That was the big downfall, by the way, of Resh Lakish. He was very upset. He changed himself, and then Rav Yochanan reminded him of who he was, and he was upset. That's why in halacha you're not allowed to remind the Baal Tshuva or Ger of his past. And we need to encourage the people and give them support so the change will be permanent. And the support around you is very important. That's why you need to have a supporting environment around you for your change, something that would approve and help you to become better or to help you in the task ahead of you, whether it's losing weight or becoming a better person. Shabbat Shalom.